Well, happy 2016. I hope the new year's got off to a nerdy start for you. And as is our tradition here on Project Nerdy, we are making resolutions to start off the year, some nerdy goals we have for the new year. So I have a couple I wanted to lay out for you. One relates to being an extra in a movie or TV show. So for some long-time viewers of the channel, a couple years ago, I had a chance to be an extra in the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. It was a very cool, unique, and nerdy experience for sure. But since then, I haven't really applied to be an extra in anything else. I still get emails from that casting service, and every once in a while I'll browse them, but I've never really taken the time to apply to be an extra or anything else. And I'm kind of thinking, what am I doing that again? So this year, I'm going to pay a lot more attention to those emails and apply to do some of that stuff. I'm not going to try to do it on a super regular basis, but maybe doing it once or twice this year would be really cool. Of course, I do know just because I apply doesn't mean I get it. I think I got very lucky in being an extra in the Hunger Games, so I know I could apply a few times this year and not get anything. But I'm at least going to make the effort to be an extra in a movie or TV show this year. Another nerdy goal I have is to take some sort of nerdy trip, excursion. Not necessarily a long vacation, although I'm open to that idea, but it could be something shorter. So for example, last year I did a little trip like this. I went to the Atlanta History Center, which is a very cool place for a history nerd like me to go to. But it was also nerdy for another reason, because on the Atlanta History Center's campus is the Swan House, which is this beautiful old historic mansion. You might ask, well, what's nerdy about that? If you watch the Hunger Games series, the Swan House is the presidential mansion that you see numerous times in the movie. There's those famous party scenes outside the mansion where it has this beautiful staircase and patio. That's the Swan House. So not only did you get to see this history at the Atlanta History Center, but you got to visit this very famous movie site and this great nerdy movie franchise and book series. So I wouldn't mind doing a trip like that. It's like it could just be a little day trip to something else in Georgia, or it could be a longer trip to somewhere else. But that is definitely a nerdy goal I have in 2016. And that relates to my question to viewers this week is, if you could take some sort of nerdy trip in this upcoming year, where would you go and why? Let me know in the comment section below. My nerdy pleasure this week relates to the TV show Rome, which was an HBO series that was on several years ago. But I was a huge fan of that series. It was only on for a couple seasons. I happened to get the second season on DVD for Christmas, and here in Georgia this past weekend we had a little bit of a snowstorm. It wasn't too bad, but it's enough that on Saturday the roads were not in the best shape. I didn't really need to go out, so I'm not going to risk it. I don't really feel like driving on ice. I'm just going to stay in, and I binge watched most of the second season. Didn't quite finish the entire second season, but I watched most of it, and I loved it because that's a great show. So that was definitely my nerdy pleasure of the week. And I guess the secondary question: have you ever watched the TV show Rome? If you have, let me know what you thought about it. If you haven't, check it out. It's a great show, and sometimes I'll hear comparisons now that it was almost like an earlier version of a Game of Thrones. A lot of the same style that went into Game of Thrones, HBO was kind of playing around with in Rome, and they didn't quite perfect it in Rome. And I think they were able to figure out what worked and what didn't work in Rome, and were much more successful with it in Game of Thrones. But I was a huge fan of Rome. I think it's an awesome series, so if you've never watched it, be sure to check it out. So